Hi lovely, you're welcome to my channel. This is dotmakstitches. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you all. If you are new to this channel, you are also welcome. Today I'm going to show you how I made this pencil gown with this band, with this sleeve band, and also the side pleating and the ruffle neck. See, it's so beautiful. I know it's what you are going to love. Just sit down and relax and watch it to the end. Thank you very much. Now, this is the material I'm going to use for this particular style. I'm going to use this Ankara fabric and also this organza net. This is 1.5, and this Ankara fabric is 2 yards. Then I'm going to use this lining, so 1.5 also. So let's start it. The first I'm going to do, I'm going to start measuring my fabric from the upper part, from the shoulder to the nipple, which is 8 inches, and to the underbust is 12 inches, and the normal waist is 16 inches. Then I add 1 inch for the seam allowance. Everything is 17 inches. Now, from the shoulder, from the center front to the shoulder, I'm going to mark 3 inches for the neck width and the 7.5 for the shoulder. The shoulder is 15 divided by 2, that is 7.5. So that's my 7.5. Then I'm going to slant it 1 inch, that's shoulder slope. So I'm going to slant it now. Now I'll slant the shoulder slope. Now from the shoulder to the armhole side is 8 inches. Your armhole divided by 2. So this is 16 divided by 2, that is 8. So that's the 8. I'm now going to connect it with the roller. So now from the shoulder to the armhole, I'm going to underline it like this. Then I will now come out by 1 inches. Then I'm going to curve that armhole side. Now from the center front to the neck width is 3 inches, and from the shoulder to the neck depth is 5 inches. So now I'm going to connect that side also. Then I will now mark it like this. Then I will slant that side. So it's going to be round neck. Now from the center front, I'm going to mark the bust measurement, which is 36. 36 divided by 4, that is 9. So I'm going to add 2 inches for the seam allowance, ½ inch for the ease, and the 1.5 for the seam allowance. So everything is 2 inches. Then I will come back to the shoulder to get my waist. So this is the waistline now. The waist measurement is 28. So I'm going to divide 28 into 4, which is 7 inches. Then I'm going to add 2 inches for the seam allowance, half for the ease, and the 1.5 for the seam allowance. Now I'm going to curve it like this. Now I'll be cutting it. So I've firstly cut out the neck. Now I'll go ahead and slant the shoulder slope. Then I'll cut the body. So I'm cutting the armhole. Now this is the 4 inches for the bust band. the bust span is 8 divided by 2, that is 4. So I'm going to notch that side for the dark space. So now I'm going to connect this line upward. So I'm going to connect 5 inches, half inches for the both side. I will hold half here, then the other side I'm going to hold half in that place too. So I will hold it for the dark space. Now I'm going to connect the line. So I will just hold it for the dark. Then I'm going to notch the center front. Now I'm going to use this front piece to cut out the back piece. Now I will just place it on the back piece like this. So this is the front piece, I'm placing it on the back piece. Then I will leave just 1.5 for the zip allowance for the back. I'm now going to connect it. So this is the zip allowance for the back. Now for the back depth is 1 inches and the weight is also 3 inches. So 3 inches by 1 inches depth. Now I'm going to curve that place also, and I will cut it out. Then I'm going to slant the shoulder like the front. Then I'll cut everything exactly the front. Cut it out. So I'm going to open this back side because I'm cutting the two back together. So I will open the zip side. Meanwhile, when you are folding your fabric, you fold it in the negative side. Just fold it in the negative side. And I'm going to notch the dark space for the back also and the zip side. Now I'm going to use this one to cut out the lining. So this is the lining that I've already cut out for the upper part, and this for the back also. I've already cut out the lining. Now I kept this aside, the back aside. Then this is the front piece. So I'm going to place it on the organza net. So I folded the organza into two like this. Then I now place it directly. Now I'm trying to measure the neck of the Ankara fabric. This is 7.5. Now I now place my tape up like this. I measure 7.5. I had the Ankara fabric. So now I'm going to connect it like this. So 7.5 above the Ankara fabric. Then I'll now shape it to the next side of the Ankara fabric. Now I'll go ahead and cut it out. So now from this side I'm going to measure 3 inches like this. So I'll be marking 3 inches like that. So this is 3 inches. Now I'll be cutting it. I'll cut the front, then I'll cut the other side also, because I'm going to use this one to pleat the neck. So I'll just open the neck of my upper part, then I'll place this organza net like this, then I'll be pleating it all around the neck like that. Now I'm going to, after pleating it, then I'll now use lining to turn it. So this is the pleating. I pleat it like this, then for this side I now pleat it back like that. So one goes like this and the other one turn back like that. So this is how I'm going to pleat it. Then now I'm going to use lining to turn it to the other side. Then before that, this is the trimming I'm going to use to cover that side. So I will just stitch it around like that. So after placing the trimmings, then I will go ahead and use my lining to cover, to turn it to the negative side. So this is it. After pleating it, this is the ruffle pleating. Now this is the back that I've already turned with the lining, and this is the dart, the back dart 5 inches, and this is also the front dart. This is the other dart for the front. Now I'm going to place the back shoulder with the front shoulder. So now I'm going to use this lining, the back lining, to turn to the front like that to join my shoulder. So this is it. I've just used 1/2 inch to join the shoulder parts. So now back to the downside, because the length I'm working with is 39 and this is my tape. I just place it the half length, which is 16. Then this is the hip line, and also this is the down part. So everything is 39, and this is the remaining 3 inches for the downside. I'm going to use that one to turn it. So now I'll be taking the waist measurement, which is 28 divided by 4, that is 7. I mark out 7, then I now put the 2 inches allowance as well. Now to the hip side, which is 36, the 36 divided by 4, that is 9, plus 2 inches seam allowance. Now I'm going to connect the waist to the hip line. Now for the downside, I'm going to remove just like 1 or 1.5 inches from the hip measurement. So this is 9 plus 2, that is 11. So this one is going to be like 10 or 9.5. Then I'm going to connect it to the hip line downward like this for me to have shape in the downside. So now I will go ahead and cut it. So this is the front piece for the downside. So now I'm going to place this one on the back piece for the downside. So this is the down. I will just leave just 1.5 inches for the seam allowance also. So this is the 1.5 inches as well. Then I'll just shape this directly the way the front is. Then I'm going to cut out that side. Now I'm going to knot the zip allowance. Then the bust span, which is 8 divided by 2, that is 4 also. I'm going to notch that side also for the dark space. There I'll just hold 5 inches downward for the darts, like that. Now I'm going to use this one to cut out the lining now, both front and the back. So I'll use it to cut out the lining. So this is the lining. I will just place it on the lining directly like this, fold it the way it is. So this is where it's going to stop, because I'm going to use that ankara to turn to come and join that lining in that side. So this is it. That's 39, the 16 upward, and that's the minimum, which is 23. Now I'm going to cut it out. I'm not the center front, so I will just open it. I will just use the lining to turn it from the down side to the upper side like that. So I'm going to stitch that side, then I'll use the lining to turn it up like this. So I'm not going to turn the upper part, I'll just stitch it directly like that before I will place it to the upper part of the top. So I'll do the same thing for the back as well. Then this is the outcome after stitching it. So this is it, and this is the darts, and also this is the back side also. I've already placed my darts for the front and the back. So I'm going to just place it like this. Now I'm going to cut out this organza net. I'll be cutting 8 inches width like this. Then I will just be cutting it straight like that. Then I'll fold it into 2. Then I will now stitch it. After stitch it, then I'll use it to plait all this side. I'll be plaiting it like this, from that waist to down side. I'll do the same thing to the other side. So this is it after pleating it for the both sides. So this is it. Now I will now place the upper part on the down side. I will place it like this, then I will stitch it as well. So after stitching it, this is my zip for the back. I already placed the zip. So this is the back side. Then I now fold the front to the back side, because at this level I want to be taking the measurements. I'm trying to adjust it. Let's put this one inside the organza pleating. I will pull it inside, so I make sure that everything is arranged. Now the bust circumference divided by 4, which is 36 divided by 4, that is 9. That is 18. Divided by 2 is 18 inches. Sorry, 36 divided by 2 is 18 inches. Then I'll be marking it like this. Now back to the waist circumference divided by 2, which is 28 divided by 2, that is 14. So I'm trying to mark it. Then I'll connect it to the bust. Then back to the hip, which is 36 divided by 2, which is 18. So I'm connecting the waist to the hip line. Then when I get to the down side, I'll just mark 16 and a half. So I'll just chip it like this. Then I'll now stitch it for the both sides. So this is the sleeve I'm working with. So I want the sleeve to have the elastic, and I want it to be wide a little bit. So this is 11 by 12 because the band I'm working with is 10-inch band. So this, I will just mark like 4 inches here. I will connect the line from the up to that place is 4 inches. Then I'm going to curve it like this. So from that side also, I will come up by 3 inches. Then I'm going to mark that side also. So I'm trying to underline it. Then I will cut it. I'll be cutting it. Because I'm cutting the two sleeves together, I want to open one side. So this is the two sleeve. Then I'm going to knot that side, so that for me to know that I'm going to fold that side. So I'll just fold it like this. I will fold it like that. Then I'm going to stitch that side. After stitching this side, then from this side I'm going to come up by ½ inch. I'm going to stitch that side also like this. So the stitching will be in the two sides, this place and the other side. I will stitch it like that for that side and also this side. Now I'm going to place this elastic, 8 inches elastic rubber. I will insert it inside that place. So this is it. Then I'm going to stitch it to the armhole side. So this is the final look. Thank you very much.